Gordon's Legacy will be the last one to load for Ruiz Racing. Going in. We're in the gate. And they're off. I'm Otter here is going out for the early lead. Gordon's Legacy matching strides and now taking the lead. Legitimate moves through in between horses, and BIG is suddenly quickest of all and takes command. So it's BIG just in front. Legitimate a half length away second, 2 clear of Gordon's Legacy. And I'm Otter here is only 3 lengths of front-running BIG, who takes him to the half-mile pole in front of Legitimate. The favorite is a half length behind still. And another length back to 3 wide. Gordon's Legacy in third. I'm Otter here is fourth and last on the far outside into the far turn. BIG short lead. Legitimate pressing the issue now. I'm Otter here moving up on the outside of Gordon's Legacy, but it's 4 virtually across the course with a quarter of a mile to go. I'm Otter here on the outside, and Gordon's Legacy go on. BIG Legitimate back to last there at the top of the stretch. And it's Gordon's Legacy, and I'm Otter here. BIG not done, battling back bravely on the inside. They're coming to the 16th pole, and it's Gordon's Legacy, and I'm Otter here, head and head for the wire. I'm Otter here, Gordon's Legacy, neither giving an inch. I'm Otter here on the outside, just in front. I'm Otter here prevails. It wasn't easy, but he got the best of Gordon's Legacy. BIG was third. Out of the mare, no more Twinkies. And they're off. And Bluegrass Go-Go flies out of the gate. Lord Dunmore has early speed. These two dominating the opening furlong, with Y'all coming through on the inside to take third. Cupid's Crusader is in between horses. No more ding-dongs, 3 wide, 4 lengths off the pace. It's Bluegrass Go-Go, the quickest of the half-mile pole. Has the lead by a little more than a length now on Lord Dunmore. They are followed by Cupid's Crusader. No more ding-dongs, 3 deep, and Y'all 4 lengths. Front-running Bluegrass Go-Go and Antonio Fresu in control by 2. Cupid's Crusader is asked to close the gap. No more ding-dongs third. Lord Dunmore losing ground along the inside. And in between horses comes Y'all making headway at the top of the stretch, where Bluegrass Go-Go's had it all his own way. Turns for home, a length and a half in front of Cupid's Crusader. Make it 2 at the 8th pole. Down the center, no more ding-dongs is starting to finish up with some interest, and Y'all inside of him. All coming after Bluegrass Go-Go, whose lead is 2 lengths. Y'all is trying to close the gap, but Bluegrass Go-Go controlled the race throughout. Scores by a length and a half. Y'all was second in front of Cupid's Crusader, and no more ding-dongs. We're in the gate. And they're off. Pavel Zatois breaks out on top. French Moonlight at the rail, and in between them, Going Deep. And Going Deep is up to take the lead now. At the back of the field are She's a Joker, and stretch running Quantum Energy is quite content to be at the back. 5 lengths off front running Going Deep, who leads the way. It's Going Deep by a length over Pavel Zatois second. Then it's French Moonlight and She's a Joker, stride for stride. Quantum Energy and Tiago Pereira at the back of the field. Into the clubhouse turn, Going Deep, the clear-cut leader. Galloping along at a very moderate clip. Has it a length and a half to Pavel Zatois, make it 2. Then French Moonlight hugging the rail in third. She's a Joker is just outside of her, and 2 more to Quantum Energy. No change in the running order. It's Going Deep, running down the back stretch, and loose at that. 2-length advantage on Pavel Zatois, racing in second. At the rail, French Moonlight third. She's a Joker, the first to be asked to pick it up. 3.5 off the lead, and 2 more to Quantum Energy. Going Deep takes him into the far turn. Pavel Zatois has to get closer second. At the rail, French Moonlight inching closer as well. She's a Joker, claims third. 3 more to Quantum Energy. They're approaching the quarter pole, and it's going deep in Edwin Maldonado, a half length in front of Pavel Zatois second. The whip is coming out on She's a Joker. Quantum Energy swings to the outside. French Moonlight coming through at the rail with 1 furlong left, going deep, sprinting for home. 2-length advantages. French Moonlight is right next to Pavel Zatois, 16th pole, going deep on the inside. French Moonlight's trying to get her at the wire, but going deep's holding on, and going deep gets there in front-running fashion. French Moonlight was second best, photo third between Quantum Energy and Pavel Zatois. Respect the crown. We're in the gate. And they're off. Honorable Gal and Respect the Crown are the first 2 out of the gate. Rock and Roll Song is third at the rail. 3 clear of a Rousing Babe and Dress Rehearsal trails. Honorable Gal speeds clear. Pedal to the metal. 3-length advantage. Respect the Crown, Rock and Roll Song is down at the rail in third. A gap of 3 to a Rousing Babe, who's 7 in front of Dress Rehearsal. They string out to the 3/8 pole. And it's Ricardo Ramirez and Honorable Gal saying, catch me if you can. They're in front by 3.5 lengths. Respect the Crown, set down, trying to close the gap. Here's a Rousing Babe starting to gain nice momentum while 3 wide. Rock and Roll Song is down at the rail, a quarter to go. Honorable Gal trying to lug out just a touch. Leads at a length with 3 of them coming hard at her with 1 furlong to go. Honorable Gal, Rock and Roll Song has her measure and is up to take the lead. On the outside, a Rousing Babe and Respect the Crown with a 16th to go. It's Rock and Roll Song and Edgar Payeras to win it easily, pulling away, scoring by 5 lengths. A Rousing Babe snatched second in front of Honorable Gal and Respect the Crown. Dream Rider completes the lineup. We're in the gate. And they're off. And Wicked Spud was just standing still when the gate opened. Gallatin is going to the front, and it's time. And these two are really going at it through the opening furlong. A serious speed duel percolating into the first turn with Gallatin and It's Time fully extended, both of them already more than 10 lengths, make it 12 in front of Prime Artist in third. Then comes Dream Rider fourth, a gap of 4 back to Saharian, and then hopelessly left Wicked Spud is pretty much out of it. Down the back stretch, and it's Gallatin leading the way, pressed still by It's Time, neither giving an inch. 8 lengths back, Prime Artist, the favorite, could not have asked for a better setup. And right outside of him is Dream Rider in fourth, 4 clear of Saharian. As they move into the far turn, Gallatin now starting to edge a little clear of It's Time. It's a length and a half. It's Time under heavy-duty pressure in third. Armando Ayuso and Prime Artist gathering momentum with each and every stride. Dream Rider and Saharian, they turn for home. Gallatin has won the battle. Time to face up for the war as Prime Artist is within 2 and coming with each and every stride under a confident hand ride. Prime Artist blows by and takes command. It will be Prime Artist. Prime Artist, the easiest of W's. Gallatin, certainly gallant in defeat. Then it was Saharian and Dream Rider. Joker Went Wild. And they're off. Joker Went Wild and Desert Cat are the first two out of the gate. Send It Mo and Desert Dog is last. Down the back stretch, Joker Went Wild opens up a length and a half. Send It Mo, who wasn't quick out of the gate, angles outside the pacemaker to press the issue in second. Then it's Desert Cat, 2 lengths back in third, and another 3 to Desert Dog. Moving for the far turn, Joker Went Wild, Send It Mo. Joker Went Wild maintains a short lead. Send It Mo alongside second, 3 clear of Desert Cat. Espinosa asking him to get closer, and Desert Dog is far behind. They're a quarter of a mile from home. Joker Went Wild, Send It Mo on even terms. 2.5 to Desert Cat in third. They're at the top of the stretch. Joker Went Wild and Send It Mo. Joker Went Wild hanging tough. Send It Mo shifting about while trying to get by. Joker Went Wild and Send It Mo. They have it to themselves. Joker Went Wild or Send It Mo. Send It Mo. Joker Went Wild. Here's the line. Send It Mo. Needed every yard of the race to get Joker Went Wild. Desert Cat was third. They're in the gate. And they're off. Even beginning. Don't tell me what to do. Bob's Honey is up close, but both have been passed and outsprinted by Still Unwritten, who's up to take the lead. So it's Still Unwritten. Don't tell me what to do. 80's now taking third. Then comes Lino's Angel in fourth, followed by Troisième Etoile, Libel Proof, and the trailer is Bob's Honey. Half mile left, Still Unwritten to catch, leads it, while in hand, 3/4 of a length. Don't tell me what to do. Followed by Lino's Angel inching closer on the outside of 80's. Then comes Troisième Etoile, Whitecap, 4 lengths off the pace. Libel Proof is next, and 3 to Bob's Honey, nearing the quarter pole, with Still Unwritten to catch. Pressed by Don't Tell Me What to Do in second. Then on the outside, it's Lino's Angel, 80's, Troisième Etoile, angles to the center of the course. Had to go very wide to do so inside the 8th pole, and Still Unwritten looking professional at the 16th pole, clear by 3, and Still Unwritten will absolutely gallop home. Still Unwritten wins it by about a length and a half or 2 in the end, as Troisième Etoile got going late. Then Don't Tell Me What to Do and Libel Proof. Goes in. And they're off. Donde Está Jefe very quick, along with Star Dial. They're the first two out of the gate. Maria May wasn't quick, but joins the fray now. Mimetic is close up, taking third. They are followed by Savannah's Big Girl, who was just in a little bit tight, a little awkward as well. Angel Baby authentically 3 deep, and Savannah's Big Girl now trails. They head to the half-mile pole. Star Dialed is the leader, has it by 3/4 of a length. The favorite Meridian May in second, a length and a half. Mimetic third, 2 clear of Angel Baby. Donde Está Jefe is fifth. It's a gap of 4 back to Authentically and Savannah's Big Girl, 3 furlongs out. And it's Star Dialed the leader, a length and a half. Mimetic and Meridian May, second and third, 2 lengths clear of Angel Baby. Donde Está Jefe, gap of 6 or 7 to Savannah's Big Girl, and Authentically a quarter to go. And Star Dial, the one to catch, leads it by 2. Meridian May is down on the inside of Mimetic. They're followed by Donde Está Jefe outside. Angel Baby coming to the 16th pole. Mimetic closing in on Star Dialed. Star Dialed, Mimetic coming for the wire together. Mimetic on the outside of Star Dialed. Head head-to-head. Memetic with the upper hand, and Memetic runs down Star Dialed in front of Donde Está Jefe and Angel Baby. And they're off. Tahini is out very quickly, along with Jungle Peace, Certitude, and I'm About to Go is in fourth, just passed by Shill Fleet, 4 lengths clear of Arena's Charm, Violetta M, and Don't Tell Our Wives at the back. It's Tahini sizzling down the backstretch with a 3-length lead past the half-mile pole. The favorite Certitude, well spotted second. Shield Fleet, Jungle Peace third and fourth. 3 clear of I'm About to Go. At least 6 more back to Violetta M, who's followed by Arena's Charm and Don't Tell Our Wives. Tahini, the leader. Intent tracking from Certitude, getting closer with each and every stride, within a length and a half now. Shill Fleet in third. Jungle Peace, I'm About to Go, and Violetta M, 1 furlong out, and Certitude goes right by Tahini. 3 lengths back. I'm About to Go continues to finish nicely in third, really picking it up in a fast fashion. Here comes I'm About to Go. She's coming after Certitude. Photo finish, Certitude, and I'm About to Go. Close between those two. Violetta M came flying late. Then it was Tahini and Arena's Charm.
Hi, everybody, and a happy and pleasant Saturday up to all of you watching, of course, the seminar. It's a delight to have you here for a great day of racing at St. Anita. We've got a big day around the country, including our sister track. The Florida Derby at Gulfstream Park will go as their last race, 3:43 p.m. Pacific time. And before we start today's seminar, a sincere thank you to the Eclipse Award journalist Zoe Cadman, who filled in on the seminar yesterday, had trainer Carla Gaines as her guest. Very interesting background on how Carla got introduced to the game. If you didn't watch the seminar yesterday, you can catch it on Sandy's YouTube channel. It certainly was very, very informative 40 minutes. But I expect another informative 40 minutes today. That's because I've got a pro player, a player who plays every day at the races. He risks his hard-earned money to try and make more money. His name, Duke Matties. Duke, happy Florida Derby Day. Welcome to the seminar.
Thanks, Tom. Great to be here.
It's great to have you here. Now, you know, the Santa Anita card is just so-so, of course. There was a number of reasons why I think it's just a so-so Saturday card. We're racing Thursday next week. We've got 4 days of racing next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And, of course, our big day is next Saturday, Santa Anita Derby Day. Expectations are there will be 12 races starting at noon Pacific. But, Duke, we've got a very important race today, as I mentioned, down at Gulfstream Park, the Florida Derby. I wanted to get your opinion on it. But before I do, I wanted to show what the field looks like for the Florida Derby. The Curlin Florida Derby, as I mentioned, is going to be a field of 14. Take note, there are 3 scratches off of this original field of 9. There's going to be 6 competing. The scratches that are not competing in the Florida Derby are number 1, Albus, number 5, Redland Rebels, and on the bottom, number 9, Gregarious. That means that the morning line favoritism will either be between number 2, Chief Wallaby, or number 6, Nearly. I know that you like Nearly, Duke, and so do I. So before we get your handicapping reasons as to why we might like Nearly, I wanted to show a workout courtesy of our friends at FirstTV.com. That's right. Not only does FirstTV.com have workouts free of charge for Santa Anita and West Coast racing, but they also have workouts for East Coast racing as well. And that's Nearly on the outside. I wanted to point out a few things here as we continue to watch the work. First of all, Nearly, of course, is a 3-year-old colt. The workmate inside of him, Pursuit Never Sleeps, is actually a 4-year-old colt who has ability. He has 7 lifetime starts. He has a maiden win as well as an allowance win. He's a nice horse that's won races at both Churchill Downs and Gulfstream Park. So he's not working with a tomato can, so to speak. But I'll tell you what, Nearly's work here, Duke, and I know you watched this well before the seminar today, it was extremely impressive because you can see the exercise rider has a very, very tight hold on Nearly, and he is doing this quite effortlessly.
Yeah, it's funny you showed this because I showed this on my live stream I did on Thursday, and I can't believe how good this workout is because he's not working, like you said, he's not working with a bad horse. This horse runs like 90 buyers, this horse down on the rail. And as you can see, he's just completely toying with him. And the other horse is pushing. Like, I mean, he's in a drive. And
look at the time, Duke, 101 and change. And he's doing it, as we mentioned a few times already, effortlessly on the gallop out. He's even extending his margin of victory, so to speak, even more impressively step by step. And it just Nearly loves Gulfstream Park. He's 3 for 3. His last 3 victories have resulted in victories exceeding 15 lengths in totality. I mean, let's face it, Todd Pletcher knows his way around a good horse. This horse was sired by Not This Time based upon that workout, which was just basically 15 days ago. You got to believe he's going to take a lot of action. He's your top pick in the race.
Yeah, I mean, I just think he's kind of the horse that, you know, he's kind of in the must-win, you know, situation.
He's only got 20 Derby points. It's interesting you bring that up.
Yeah, he's kind of like, he could, if he blows today, he's probably not in the Derby anyway, you know, if he ran bad. But I can't see a horse running bad off a workout like that. I talk about, you know, a lot of workout stuff nowadays on my website, and this is the vision of a very, very good workout. I mean, I know it's a good horse, but that was like, you know, that was an impressive workout.
And thank God we have an option like FirstTV.com, as I mentioned, for handicappers, because you know how invaluable that is. A lot of people put a lot of effort into that. The camera people, the people who have to do the editing, the people who have to identify the workers. And to have that luxury, both at Gulfstream Park for Gulfstream Park runners and Southern California runners, primarily here at St. Anita, that's invaluable.
It is. I use it every day. I use it for all horses alike too. I mean, even the cheaper horses, I want to see them work too. It's just the way the training has gone in, as you know, over the last 5-10 years. These guys are running between races. You know, they're racing between, you know, it's not just Bob Baffert doing it anymore. Now the rest of the world.
Almost like a simulated race.
Yeah, they're running. I mean, they're running fast between races, and you need to know how good they're doing, because as we know, horses can go sour pretty quick. So you want to know that they're sharp.
And Duke, I know you're a sharp handicapper, but you might or might not know this. I want to bring your attention to the Dam of Nearling. It's a filly by the name, or I should say a mare by the name of IB Prospecting. Now, you need to have a very, very good memory, but believe it or not, IB Prospecting ran in Southern California. She primarily ran for trainer Peter Urton. She had nine lifetime starts, 2 victories, 1 second. Now, she wasn't much. She broke her maiden for $20,000. She also won a $25,000 claiming non-winners of 2 races lifetime. But I wanted to bring your attention to that because sometimes the most talented horses have pedigree that you wouldn't expect.
Yes.
You know, we've seen, marquee runners like Zenyatta or Rachel Alexandra, who you would think would be exciting broodmares, but they really didn't live up to their potential. But here's little old IB Prospecting throwing a foal like Nearly. That's what makes the game so great.
Yeah, and amazing they bred him to not this time. So
Correct.
That hurt and not this time. I mean, those are, that was like the old Barry. When we talk about Barry
Abrams.
He was very, taking risks with his sires and stuff and his mares, and and it worked out for him.
He was very unconventional.
Yes,
and I always like telling the story, and I'll repeat it again probably for the 100th time. But way back when, one of the most prolific sires in California was a runner by the name of Unusual Heat, who you well know.
Exactly, yeah.
Trained by Richard Mandel, and Richard put him in a claiming race, and there was a shake. There was a 2-way shake for Unusual Heat. The two trainers shaking for the horse was Barry Abrams and Mike Mitchell. And Mike Mitchell's claim, if you go way back when in the history books, whenever he would like a horse, the first thing he would do is geld the horse. Right. And thankfully for the California breeding industry, Barry Abrams won the shake, and the rest, as they like to say, is history. Yeah. And Barry, like you said, knew his way around a good horse, Duke.
Oh my God! Even harness horses too, like Guts, and Barry was my trainer. He was pretty much the only trainer I had here in the late 90s and early 2000s. And he was a tremendous man. We had a lot of fun together, and he always liked the run. That's why I liked Barry, because the entry box was filled when Barry was around.
His definition of R&R was not rest and relaxation. It was not rest and relaxation. It was run and rerun him, because he was the master of bringing him back in 7 days. And as you mentioned, that probably circles back to his harness days.
Yeah, I mean, he was running Guts off 4 days rest sometimes, and the tapes of that horse. If you ever want to see tapes of a harness horse, go watch Guts. That thing was amazing.
Speaking of amazing, pro player Duke Matties is going to tell us who he likes on today's 9-race card. He's put in the work, as you can already tell. He's looked at workouts, he's looked at replays, so we'll hopefully benefit from that. But before we do any of that, we want to bring in our good friend Frank Miramati, track announcer here, to tell us who the scratches are. There's just a few of them, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park, the great race place where the track is fast, the turf is firm, and the rail on the grass at 0 feet. Here are the early changes. First race, there's no show wagering due to the scratch of number 1, Hey Lil Lady. Early pick 5 wagering kicks off with the first. Race 2, scratch 3, Bazooka Charlie. Early pick 4 wagering is offered and no show wagering. The third is the Wilshire. No changes. Race 4 is the first leg of the $2 pick 6. Scratch number 5, Manhattan Beauty. Turning to race 5, started the late pick 5 and the all-turf pick 3 on races 5, 7, and 9. Scratch 6, Heavenly Bell. In the 6, scratch 2, Pride of Queens. Late pick 4 wagering starts there. No changes in the 7th. Race 8 starts the late double. The 7th, of course, starts the late pick 3. Couple of blinker notes in race 8. And in the 9th, number 1, It's the Bandit. 1 pound over. Super high 5 wagering is offered. Scratch 10. Almost there. Those are the early changes on today's program. The Coast to Coast, Butter and Toast. Pick 5 offered every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with a low 15% takeout. It's a retail-only wager. It begins with Gulfstream's 11th, and that'll be in about an hour and 35 to 38 minutes. Enjoy your day at the Great Race Place. Special welcome in our Eddie Logan suite to Chad Littlefield, coming back off of a layoff. Just one line in the past performances, not two. Welcome back, Chad. Enjoy your day. Back to Quigley's Corner we go. His special guest, another Eddie Logan regular, the legendary handicapper, Duke Matties.
Welcome back. We're talking horse with pro player Duke Matties. It's our pleasure to have him on track today and also as our seminar guest. Duke, before we take a look at today's 9-race card, question for you. Exactly 2 weeks ago, you were in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Horseshoe Hotel and Casino attending the National Handicapping Championship. And, of course, our good friend Dylan Donnelly wound up winning, took home a check in excess of $800,000. You know firsthand how tough it is to win that tournament.
Yeah.
Dylan did an exceptional job winning that tournament.
Tremendous. I actually congratulated him about half an hour ago. I just saw him for the first time after in the Eddie Logan while I was eating breakfast, and it was absolutely an amazing job. And even the guy that ran second, I mean, what a horrible beat.
Yeah,
I mean, there's bad beats around the racetrack. That's a bad beat, 80 cents, especially when Dylan got the $15 place on that.
But it's a great annual event, right? I mean, no matter what type of player you are, even if you're playing $2 across the board, you should try and qualify for the National Handicapping Championship, because many of those people who were in the final 10 at the end of the contest actually are everyday regular players. They're not professional players, and they had a chance to make a life-changing score.
Just to get to the top 10, they should be super proud. I mean, I've only been in the top 10 one time.
Your brother won it once?
Yeah, the year he won it, of course, I was in the top 10 and he beat me, but that's a whole different story. You know, I've made that cut probably the most out of anybody. I've made the Saturday cut probably 7 or 8 times, and it's a challenge just to get to there. I mean, you're looking at 8 racetracks over 3 days, and you got to get lucky. You got to have prices. You can't play favorites. If you just play favorites the whole time, you can't make it to the cut. So I mean, great job by Dylan. And he's a great handicapper. Everybody knows around here, and he's the up and coming guy.
He's one of the Sharpies, that's for sure. But it's a grind both physically and mentally, as you mentioned. There's a lot of distractions. You're in Las Vegas, Nevada to start with.
I wasn't even in it, and I was distracted. I mean, I wasn't even. It was the first year in 20 years that I wasn't in it, and I didn't play very much contests.
Trying to qualify.
Yeah, I just was kind of off contest for 2025. I'm gonna make sure that I get back there, because you're right. I mean, it's the best tournament by far. It proves you're a really good handicapper, because you never see anybody that wins that just get lucky.
Correct.
You can't just
not for 3 days.
No.
Not for 3 days. You can get lucky for a couple of races, but not for 3 consecutive days. Make sure you get involved with the NHC contest. Just go to ntra.com. There's a list of contests all around the country, including online. No excuse not to qualify, and make that a priority for 2026. All right, Duke. Speaking of Sharpies, we're looking to hopefully get some sharp opinions here from you on today's 9-race card. Kicking things off in race number 1, we're on the turf course. Of course, the conditions today are fast and firm. Expectations are the temperatures will be in the mid-80s here in Arcadia, California. The turf rails are at 0 feet. We're sprinting 6.5 furlongs on the turf course. For fillies and mares, it's a starter allowance race. Also, race 1 begins the popular 50-cent early pick 5. There is one scratch. Scratch the 1. Hey, Little Lady leaves us with a field of 4. The current 4 to 5 betting choice is number 5, Fancy Facts. Might go wire to wire according to the connections. Do you agree with that assessment, or you're looking elsewhere?
I mean, it's the only way it's going to win. I mean, 4 to 5 is a bit crazy on that horse. She got loose last time. I don't know what they'll do. Edmund Maldonado is not much of a sitter. He's riding the 4, so I can't see him sitting for too long. So I thought the 4 and 5 would at some point hook up, and I'm not going to be too sharp here, because I think the 3 will end up being the favorite in here. But I think she'll get, a tracking trip. I think 6.5 will take its toll on the 4 and the 5, and I think it'll just kind of fall into her lap.
3 and 2 in race number 1. Before we take a look at race number 2, Duke, a question for you. I wanted to take advantage of you being a pro player because there's so many weekend warriors that watch the seminar on Saturday and Sunday. If you had to kind of analyze maybe some of the mistakes that weekend warriors make, what would you maybe give them in terms of advice? And I'll kind of lead the witness here a little bit. Do you think they maybe play too many races? Do they not bet enough when they have a strong opinion? Maybe do they not watch enough replays?
You're reading my mind here.
Well, that's part of my job. You go right ahead. Tell people that are everyday horse players that maybe don't have the sophistication you do, maybe some of the mistakes they're making.
First of all, you want to look at the whole card before you decide, what races you're going to bet. Don't just look at the first race and say, I like that race, I'm going to bet it. Take a look at the rest of the card. Handicap, take 30, 40 minutes, go through the whole card and pick out your better plays and surround your better plays, with good wagers. I'm trying to teach, on these live streams, and we're doing some Zoom meetings which are really, really good. I got about 20 people that, that come on these Zoom meetings, and we discuss things like this. And the idea is find a horse that you like on the whole card and then surround your bets around that horse, whether it be pick threes.
There's so many bets on the wagering menu, right? I mean, you can capitalize and really, focus in on your strongest opinion and try and hit a home run. And
do your homework. Watch the workouts nowadays. They're free. You might as well watch them. Watch replays. They're pretty much free. You can find them somewhere.
Yeah.
So watch them. You don't have to do too much work. If you're only looking at Santa Anita, it won't take you more than an hour to go through this card, and you'll have some good ideas if you're watching workouts, watching replays, and only making the right plays is what I call them, the value plays. Don't just play a 2-horse exact the box that are favorites. Don't single favorites. Single a horse that you like at a price. And I think if you do some of those things or most of those things, I think you'll become better. I just think it takes time, and you got to put the time in.
You and I have played so much. We kind of know in the back of our mind when we're making the right play.
Yeah.
The odds feel right. The post position feels right. The jockey trainer feels right. It's hard to explain, right? You even know this when you're playing in tournaments. You know when you're making the right play. You also know, conversely, when you're making the wrong play.
Right. And that's a very, very good point, because I made a bad play. I make bad plays every day. I made a bad play a couple of days ago, and I said to myself, why did I bet that horse at 3-1? I didn't think he had a good post, but I had a bad trip on him, and I was just kind of married to the horse, but he was 8-1 morning line. He goes up 3-1. I go, why did I bet that? I should have never played it. So you learn from your mistakes. I mean, you gotta do those things, and you got to experience it. And then just think before you wager. Think a little bit about is it really, really a good wager?
And sometimes the best wager you make is the one you don't make.
Correct.
Because then you've got more betting capital to press on your stronger opinions.
Right. Passing is not a bad thing. I know it doesn't help handle for Santa Anita, but if you're still betting the same amount of money, what difference does it make? So
pick a number, really $200, $500, $1,000 a day. If you're going to churn it no matter what.
Right.
We want players to win. We're not a casino. We want everybody to win.
Yeah, you want.
And we want people to wager. Yeah. That's how we make our money off the commission.
Exactly. I mean, that's the way you do it too. If you make a solid wager somewhere on the card, now you got a lot more money to gamble. And the one thing people do make a mistake on, they think they have to win today. It doesn't matter just today. Think about it long term. Think about it in a monthly thing. Think about it in a yearly thing. Don't just think today is the only day I can win. Because there's a lot of races you can bet over a month's period. A
lot of opportunities in a 30-day calendar, that's for sure. Let's turn the page, Duke. Take a look at race number 2. Begins the popular 50-cent early pick 4. This time we're on the main track, 6 furlongs the distance. $32,000 claimers, non-winners of 2 races lifetime. We've got a field of 4 after the scratch of number 3, Bazooka Charlie. Favoritism is going to be on the bottom for number 5, Single More from the Bill McLean barn. 9-5 on the Maury line. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Duke, I wanted to show a workout for the rail runner here. This would be number 1, Hondo Crouch. And there were a couple of reasons why I wanted to show this workout on March 21st. This was a team drill for Hondo Crouch. This is Hondo Crouch down on the inside. This is a workman-like type of workout in the morning, but take a look at who his workmate is. So Happy, also from the Mark Latt barn. If So Happy does not ring a bell, he is going to be competing, fingers crossed, in the Santa Anita Derby next Saturday right here. He's a very talented horse, and of course you would expect So Happy to outwork Hondo Crunch, and he does. You can already tell that by the time on the bottom of the screen. But I do think Hondo Crouch runs very admirably in this workout for a number of reasons. First of all, going back to his past performances, this is just his third race back since a 2024 layoff. So you expect him to be a little bit rusty. He's also now 6 years old, but the horse he lost to last time, Uncle Chili, came back to win, earning a buyer speed figure of 86. Also, as we're continuing to watch this workout, you can see Hondo Crouch is a little slow to change leads. He's finally switching leads right here. That's So Happy, zooming by all the workmates. But Hondo Crouch has another gear here and really tries hard, Duke, trying to catch up with So Happy. Of course, there's a big difference in class, and he's never able to do that. But he shows a lot of spirit, a lot of heart on the gallop out here. A good work for So Happy, and I thought more than a workman-like workout for Hondo Crouch as well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when you work with horses that are, that good as So Happy is, and, you can hang with them for a while, that's a good sign for Hondo Crouch. Now, I scratched into Hondo Crouch. I had Bazooka Charlie on top. That must have been a late scratch. Anyway, the only problem with Hondo Crouch today is he doesn't have a lot of gate speed, and he draws the rail in a small field. So hopefully he doesn't fall too far out of it. I think Pop Paul is a toss in here. He just looks too slow. Bolt Zapper is a little bit interesting. Returning to the dirt. He's 1 for 1 on the dirt. He might be a horse I probably would use now that the 3 Bazooka Charlie scratched, but not really a great betting race for me. Like, this is one of the races where I think unless Hondo Crouch goes off way higher than I would think he would, it's probably one of those races that you could pass.
Take a look at the feature race on today's card. It's the Grade 3 Wilshire Stakes for fillies and mares going 1 mile on the turf course. We've got a field of 5, 2 of them trained by Jonathan Thomas, including the morning line favorite, returning off an extended layoff in excess of 1 year, Rashmi, 3 to 5 on the morning line. Single here, Duke, or do you think there's maybe an upsetter in the field?
Probably not a single, but they're going to have to run to beat Rashimi here. I mean, she is off a year, but Jonathan Thomas doesn't seem to run horses too short when he brings them back. So I expect Rashimi to be ready. Workout reports say she's ready. Antifona would be the horse. The only reason I pick Antifona on top is because of the odds of Rashimi is going to be about 1 or 2 to 5. So the hot barn of Vladimir Sarin, this horse absolutely is kicking down the barn in the workouts. Her last 2 workouts are amazing. I'm a little worried about the mile, but in a small field, this horse might get a nice little stalking trip and maybe upset the favorite.
Duke, a question for you, follow-up question, not specifically for race number 3, but just in general. Do you find either main track races or turf races easier to handicap in comparison to each other? In other words, it seems to me in a turf race, most of them, they're bunched at the wire. In dirt races, the field is kind of spread out. Now, I don't know the disparity in odds and the field sizes that come into play, but just generally speaking, do you prefer handicapping turf races or dirt races?
I prefer dirt sprints. Dirt sprints, I think, are the easiest things to design. Like, I try to design the race, how it's going to go. Turf races are very difficult. Like you said, they run tightly together. It comes down to the trip, and you don't know who's going to get that, because a lot of times guys are automatically taking a hold of their horse when the gate opens. So the horse on the lead generally gets a huge advantage. And if you look at this race, I'm not sure who's going to get there.
Correct.
That's the problem.
And what's the number going to be for the half mile?
Right. So if they're going 49 and we don't even know who's going to get the lead, how do we know who to bet?
Creates a lot of chaos.
Correct. So in a dirt race that's 6 furlongs, we know there's horses that are going to go 21-4, 22 flat. There's going to be somebody in there that's going to go. So you can design the race better. It's a shorter race. Mile dirt races are a little bit harder because of the same thing. The guys like to take a hold their horses for later. So I prefer dirt sprints.
I'll ask you a different type of question, Duke, and it's coming up in about 5 weeks from now. The Kentucky Derby, you were there for many, many years, a couple decades at least, in person. To me, the Kentucky Derby is almost the opposite of a dirt sprint. You've got 3-year-olds going 1.25 miles for the first time in their lives. There's 150,000 people screaming at them. It's chaos. You've been there. Do you find the Kentucky Derby to be more like a Yahtzee board, or can you find some rhyme or reason behind Derby winners?
I think you can. I mean, there's obviously some that you just shake your head at, like Rich Strike and a
Giacomo.
couple. Yeah, there's a couple that you just shake your head at. How did they win?
Mind That Bird.
Yeah, and Mind That Bird maybe because I don't know. That one was a tough one to have, obviously, but he did go on and do good things.
He did.
But a horse like Rich Strike, I don't think he ever won another race. It's hard to believe a horse can win the Kentucky Derby, never win another race.
Correct.
and they dropped him into, I think, an allowance race towards the end of his career. But that being said, the Derby is 20 horses. So you talk about trips making a difference, pace making a difference. It's impossible to design the Derby. Like, you can't take 20 horses, but you can get an idea of who the speed horses are, who the closers, who the in-betweeners are. You get an idea, and then generally the Derby does not have a slow pace. I mean, I can't think of in the last 20 years of a Derby.
It's not dawdling. It's not dawdling.
There's never a less than a 47 out there.
But you're looking for value.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
you're definitely getting value.
When you quote unquote design the race, which is trying to draw it up in your mind in terms of the pace scenario, you're looking to see who might get the best trip and what the value is going to be from an odds standpoint.
Post position is a huge thing in the Kentucky Derby. I mean, if you're a horse that doesn't break very sharp and you're between 5 of them that are going out there, you get squeezed badly. I mean, you see, watch tapes of the Kentucky Derby, and you'll find trips. You'll find some trips.
Looking at Lucky comes to mind, breaking from the rail with Garrett Gomez way back when. He turned out to be a nice horse.
I mean,
one example of many.
It's a great one. I mean, there's so many. I mean, but I love the Kentucky Derby to bet on because there's 20 horses and there's always one you can find value on.
Anticipation for the 3-year-olds is building quickly. Today, both the Florida Derby, Arkansas Derby, next Saturday is San Anita Derby, and then 1 month from next week, the Kentucky Derby. Race number 4 begins the $2 pick 6. Duke, we're sprinting 6 furlongs on the main track. Fillies and Mares, maiden claimers, in for a $20,000 tag. Field of 5 after the scratch of number 5. Number 4, Elsa Dutton from the Isidro Tamayo barn is the 6-5 morning line favorite. I know a lot of players are going to like Elsa Dutton, but the question is 6-5 fair value?
I can't take Elsa Dutton at 6-5. She may win, but it's not a good wager. There's 2 horses in here that have decent workouts. If you want to watch workouts, again, they're free. First TV. Montage Blue had a very interesting work on March 15th, worked with a horse named Bolt Zapper, who is in
race 2.
So if you see Bolt Zapper run well in race 2, you want to play Montage Blue in race 4. Miss Hot and Cold has had some decent workouts also, but they were against turf horses, decent turf horses. So I'm not sure about, and this horse has never raced on dirt and is not the greatest breeding for dirt, but in this kind of field, I'm going to take a chance because the workout would look like the horse could handle the dirt.
Our seminar guest, Duke Matties, likes the 2 Paul Aguirre runners in race number 4, number 1, Montage Blue, as well as number 6, Miss Hot and Cold, based off workouts that you can see absolutely free of charge right now at firsttv.com. Race number 5 begins both the 50-cent late pick 5 as well as a $3 all-turf pick 3 with a reduced 15% takeout. We kick off both wagers in race 5 going a mile and an eighth on the turf course for maiden claiming Fillies and Mares in for a $50,000 tag. Scratch the 6, Heavenly Bell, leaves us with a field of 7, the morning line favorite down on the rail. Number 1, Justifar from the Mike Pipey barn. Mike Pipey saddles the current favorite in race 1. You expect to see him in the winner's circle after race 5, Duke?
I'm hoping not, but
nothing personal. Nothing personal.
Sorry, Mike. I like you, but I'm hoping not. The way that horse wins is if they leave her alone on the lead. If Justifar gets loose on the lead like it did last time, probably will be tough to beat. But this is I'm going to go with a different kind of angle that maybe people can pay attention to. The 7 Velvet Lily. Now, if you noticed, for about 2 months, the John Sadler barn was struggling about as bad as a barn can struggle. Now, he's not going to struggle forever.
And what's happened the last couple of weeks?
So in the last week or so, he's had at least 3 or 4 winners.
Correct.
And he had one yesterday, and he had a couple last
on Sunday.
Week. Yep. Yes. So I'm kind of married to the 7 Velvet Lily, just off the fact that I think if she could run 3rd when his barn was going terrible, and then he freshens her up, I think she's got to come back with a bang-up race here, so I just have to pick her on top. Horses underneath that I like are Holly Go Quickly, who's had some trouble in both races. She might appreciate the mile and an eighth, stretches out an extra furlong. And Channel Place, the 8, was way back in that last race and came widest of all and ran on a little bit. And you don't have to know about Jaramillo and Doug O'Neill. They're winning left and right.
By the way, it's funny you mentioned Ismael Jaramillo. Are you surprised by his success here in Southern California? And I ask you, Duke, because he plied his trade for a long time at Gulfstream Park, and you pay a lot of attention. You know a lot of people back there, fellow owners and fellow horse players. he kind of fits this circuit the way he rides.
Yeah, he's a forward type guy.
Correct.
He's a very forward guy, and maybe that was hurting him a little at Gulfstream, the way their track plays most of the days. But I don't know. He's riding with confidence. He came right out and he started winning right away. Doug stuck with him with everything, which Doug's been hot. So now he's starting to pick up even some other barns. Yeah, I saw him. He rode for Mullins a couple times.
Yeah, 3 for 3 up until yesterday.
Yeah, so I mean, if he gets in that barn and then you see like Stafford starts, might start winning at 40%.
Congratulations to Mr. Jaramillo and his agent, Tom Knutz. Race number 6 begins the 50-cent late pick 4, sprinting 6 furlongs on the main track. 3-year-old fillies in for a $25,000 tag. Scratch the 2, Pride of Kings, leaves us with a field of 5. Maury Lane favorite on the bottom, number 6. My Cat from the George Papapadroma barn at even money. Here's another short price favorite. What do you do with My Cat, Duke?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think I had was Pride of Queens scratched in this race?
Yes.
Yeah, Pride of Queens is out. That was my top pick. That was the O'Neill Jaramillo combination. My Cat is interesting in the fact that she's not going to get loose. So Lady Detective is going to keep her honest. Lady Detective's fast enough at least to keep My Cat, from getting a loose lead. So I don't want My Cat at even money or less, which he probably will be with the scratch of the 2. So I kind of end up with a shot in the dark kind of horse that I've been following a little bit. Final Table Lady, the 5. She has had some interesting trips and rides, and for some reason they switch barns. Annie Mathis is not having the greatest meet of all time, but first time for this trainer, he's over 20% first time when they switch. So I'm taking a shot in the dark with Final Table Lady. I think she'll get overlooked a little bit in this field too. I think you'll see more than 3-1.
And the owner breeders, Brett Weiner and Lawrence Colvin, certainly are well-known tournament players and do well at tournaments as well as playing live money events as well.
Didn't even know that was Brett. I'm going to even root more for Final Table Lady.
We're thinking about you, Brett, no matter where he might be. I think he might be in St. Martin on a cruise, believe it or not. Race number 7, what a life he's got. Race number 7, we're sprinting 6 furlongs at the turf course for allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of one other than. Race number 7 also begins the $3 late pick 3, also with a reduced 15% takeout. A field of 8, number 4, Yakovlev from the Jeff Mullins barn is 9-5 on the Maury line. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Duke, I wanted to ask you a question about all these low takeout wagers, the new ones.
Oh, yeah.
$5 late daily double, $3 late pick 3, $3 all turf pick 3, reduced takeouts. The players are warmly embracing them as they should.
Yeah, the $3 late pick 3 is taken off, and it should. I mean, it's probably the best wager we have, because
it forces you to come up with a strong opinion. You can't use the shotgun approach.
What I try to teach in this late pick 3 is go through the 3 races, find a single in each of the legs, play a ticket where you single that horse with other horses in the other 2 legs.
So
and play
effectively,
3
you have
tickets.
3 different tickets.
Yeah, and you can hit all 3.
Sure. Sure.
So if your 3
if your
singles,
opinion's correct,
if your opinion's correct, you'll get paid. You'll hit it for $9, and you don't have to put too much into it. You go 1 by 2 by 3, or 1 by 2 by 1 by 3, or just do smaller tickets. But if you keep playing these $3 pick 3s, in the end, you're going to come out a winner.
the payouts are unbelievable.
The payouts are so much
Higher minimum, lower takeout. It's like a broken record, but I mean, it's true. The proof is in the pudding.
It's there. You go look at the payouts. It's never lower than
and pays way more than the parlay.
It's never lower ever. It's not even close.
All right, so we need a single potentially in this first leg of the $3 late pick 3 in race 7. Who's it going to be and why?
My angle here is the 5 Irish Royalty. Again, the Red Hot Doug O'Neill barn. But if you noticed last time, this horse ran in a stake race. Now, you can't use Lasix in these stake races. And if you notice the race before that, he was on Lasix and ran a huge race off a short no, it was actually kind of a lengthy layoff, but off a layoff, which today he freshens back up. And this horse doesn't need the lead. He got the lead that day somehow with Jaramillo. That's what you were talking about, how he's so forward. But I think this horse is going to sit just off the pace today and maybe get a nice cozy inside trip. But I think the Lasix factor is something for you guys to look for. This on and off Lasix, sometimes horses will not run when they're off of it.
Particularly showing the running line that Irish Royalty has, showed speed for a half mile and then backed up, indicating perhaps that he did bleed. And as you mentioned, he's a Calbred, having already won this condition. Now he tries open company, but at 6-1 on the Maury line, he's an interesting horse. Adding Lasix is as Duke mentioned. Let's take a look at race number 8. Begins the $5 late daily double, also with a reduced 15% takeout. We're sprinting 6.5 furlongs on the main track. Main claiming Calbred, 3-year-olds in for a $20,000 tag. Finally, we have some good field sizes here. A field of 8. Number 7, Octoon Baby is a first-time gelding, the morning line favorite. Number 2, One Step Beyond from the aforementioned Jorge Paraban barn. Vicente Del Cid, a new guy in town from Delta Downs. You've seen him ride before. He's got a lot of ability.
Oh gosh, he wins races left and right at Delta. I guess he's a small guy, right? He only weighs like 100 pounds.
Yeah, lucky guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, he can ride. Don't be scared of him at all. I'm not picking this horse here only because the horse is 0 for 11 with 6 seconds. I'm definitely using the horse in the race in exactas and tries, but I had to get a little creative here. The one horse, Throw the First Punch, has never been on the dirt, but here's your Doug O'Neill Jaramillo combination. The horse worked out of the gate March 22nd with a horse named Malibu Coast. Malibu Coast would absolutely just crush this field. Runs about an 80 figure on turf, but I just go by the class of the horse that they're working with, and that's too classy of a horse for this level. So I expect this horse to show first-time Lasix, and I think he'll have a lot more speed. The 7, the first-time gelding, also worked pretty decently with a horse named Third Beer. Was 2 of 2, lost by about 3 lengths, but that's not too bad considering Third Beer is another horse that runs close to 80 buyers. And I just think you ran against Pavlovian the first time too. So
I've heard of him.
We got Pavlovian just ran second in the Louisiana Derby.
A bad beat at 20-1 in the Louisiana Derby.
Yeah, for Mr. Redham. So that's my 2 that I'm going with. Obviously, the 2 can win, but I got to go against in this spot.
We close out the day in race number 9, offering $1 super high five wagering. Once again, sprinting 6.5 furlongs on the flat turf course. This race is for maiden special weight Calbred. Scratch the 10, still leaves us with a good field of 9. Morning line favorite number 8, Big Bill, who has had several chances for trainer Mark Glatt. 5-2 on the morning line. We need a winner to close it out. Duke, who's it going to be?
Well, another workout type horse. If you want to go watch workouts, this horse Colonel Slade. Jeff Mullins had a firster last week that went off 12-1 somehow. That had very, very good workouts. Again, this horse has pretty good workouts in itself. I don't love the Smiling Tiger turf, but it might be good enough to beat this field. It might have speed. Tyler Bays, I think, is looking for a win, isn't he, for 3,000 or something?
He's in that neighborhood. I don't have it in front of me, but yeah, you're right.
That could be interesting too. Why he landed on this horse.
But he rides a lot for Mullins.
Yeah, this horse is no single, by the way. I'm not singling this horse. There's other horses I think you must use in here. Curlin Command must be used. Big Bill must be used if you're playing the late pick 3. And then we have a long shot that, are you showing a tape of this horse? No. I thought we were going to show, but we're not. The 3 Wasting Aces has had major, major trouble in almost every race it's run, and finally showed up last time. Cuts back in distance. It's kind of a horse that pulls. So I think he's got a shot.
Wasting Aces took the blinkers off last time and ran very, very well. Go back and watch the replay. You got plenty of time to watch replays, watch workouts. You got a glimpse into how well Duke Matties prepares every day for the races. Duke, thanks so much for your time and insight. If you want more of the story, go to dukespicks.com. And for more of the story, Coast to Coast Pick 5, Sunset Pick 6. As a matter of fact, the Coast to Coast Pick 5, combining races from Gulfstream Park and San Diego, including the Florida Derby, starts with Gulfstream Park, race 11, 1:40 p.m. Pacific time, and the Sunset 6 always pays well. Big day of racing, coast to coast, everybody. Make sure you get involved. Make sure you pay attention to who Duke likes. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Nothing but the best of luck. See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem. Good afternoon and welcome to the great race place, Santa Anita Park. The track is fast, the turf is firm, and our track conditions, as always, brought to you by John Deere. Here are the changes, nothing new. First race, no show. Scratch 1, Hey Lil Lady. Early pick 5 starts with the opener. In the second, scratch 3, Bazooka Charlie, no show wagering as a result. Race 3 is the Wilshire. There are no changes. And the fourth starts to pick 6. Scratch 5, Manhattan Beauty. In the fifth, the late pick 5 and all turf pick 3 on the menu. Scratch 6, Heavenly Bell. Race 6, scratch 2, Pride of Queens. Keep in mind the fifth not only starts the late pick 5, but also the all turf pick 3 on 5, 7, and 9. Moving on to the seventh, there are no changes. $3 late pick 3. Eighth race, $5 late double, 2 blinker notes. And in the ninth, 1, It's the Bandit, 1 over. Scratch 10, almost there. The Coast to Coast pick 5 this afternoon will be offered once again. It's a combination of races from Gulfstream and Santa Anita every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It starts today with Gulfstream's race 11. Post time for the first is in 25 minutes at 1 p.m. Welcome to Santa Anita Park.